Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm continuing with my Abba discography journey. We have made it to their 8th studio album from 1981 called The Visitors. Now technically this was Abba's last studio album for 4 long decades, but as we all know, in 2021 they released their 9th album, Voyage, which I will be listening to not next week, tomorrow. Yes, unfortunately we will be coming to the end of my Abba series tomorrow when I listen to Voyage. Now, with the album The Visitors, Abba took several steps away from the lighter pop music they had recorded previously, and the album is often regarded as a more complex and mature effort from them. By the time this album was recorded, tensions within the group had heightened. Bjorn and Agneta had divorced in 1979, while Benny and Frida announced their divorce in February of 1981, adding strain to the musical partnership. In retrospect, Bjorn did mention that the sessions were troubling, and also Frida commented that they were beginning to tire of working with each other. Now, I will be listening to the deluxe edition of The Visitors, which means there are 16 tracks. It's also 1 hour and 14 minutes. I also don't recall hearing any of these songs before. So let's dive right into it with track 1, The Visitors. That was track 1, The Visitors. I have a lot to say. I really like the overall progression of the song from beginning to end. It most certainly is very, very, very different from anything they have done before. And also, it sounds like a vocoder was being used on, I think it was Frida, her singing. Her singing was quite interesting, and I'm a little overwhelmed. I don't really know what to expect going into this album other than from what you guys have said, how this is apparently their darkest album. I mean, I believe that just from hearing the first track. The synthesizers and just the overall vibe and energy of it is so different. There were parts of the song that obviously reminded me of traditional sounding 80s synths, but there were aspects of the song that also reminded me of the 90s and also the 70s. So it was just a very interesting experience hearing this song. I hear the doorbell ring and suddenly the panic takes me. The sound so ominously tearing through the silence. I cannot move. I'm standing numb and frozen. Now I hear the moving, muffled noises coming through the door. I feel I'm cracking up, voices growing louder, irritation building, and I'm close to fainting, cracking up. In a terror ever growing, my whole world is falling, going crazy. There's no escaping now. And now they've come to take me, come to break me, and yet it isn't unexpected. I've been waiting for these visitors. Help me. Wow. Who are these visitors, I wonder? Just beyond the door, she can hear the muffled voices, the shadows beneath the door passing by, the doorknobs turning. She is frozen. Voices growing louder, irritation building, and I'm close to fainting. In a terror ever growing. I mean, lyrically and story-wise, this is unlike any other ABBA song I've heard before. Now, the official stated theme of the song is a protest against the mistreatment of political dissidents in the Soviet Union at the time, as ABBA seemed to put political issues into their lyrics in the final days of the group. Bjorn stated that at the time of release, he preferred that the song should have a sense of mystery, so he did not explain the exact meaning. I feel like this is one of those songs where everyone is going to have their own interpretation of it. Everyone is going to form their own story. For me, what I was thinking of this woman trapped in, I was thinking of the room that they're in on the album cover. I was thinking of this woman trapped in some sort of library in this room, and she locked herself in there, and there's a fire lit in the fireplace, and she hears these mumblings outside her door, people trying to get in, and she's terrified. They're turning the knob. She can see the shadows beneath the door, and she's frozen in fear. Now, it looks like the room ABBA is in on the album cover is the Atelier studio in Skansen Park, Stockholm. The group are positioned apart and appear to be waiting solemnly in the shadows. Oh my god, this is so haunting. It's so hauntingly delicious. I am very, very curious now as to where this album is gonna take me. Okay, let's move on to track 2, Head Over Heels. That was track 2, Head Over Heels, and I quite liked the overall composition of this track. I also liked the harmonies during the chorus. I have a very good friend, the kind of girl who likes to follow a trend. She has a personal style. Some people like it, others tend to go wild. You hear her voice everywhere, taking the chair. She's a leading lady, and with no trace of hesitation, she keeps going, head over heels, breaking her way, pushing through unknown jungles every day. She's a girl with a taste for the world. The world is like a playing ground where she goes rushing head over heels. So I wonder if this song is about a girl who is extremely ambitious. She's a leading lady and she has zero hesitation. She keeps going. She's breaking her way through, pushing through the jungle every day. So she has very thick skin and she just does what she does and she's very ambitious, I guess. I don't know, that's kind of my interpretation of the song. Agnita did sing the lead vocals on this track, and she is singing about her very good friend, played in the music video by Frida, an overactive high society woman who rushes through the shops with her hapless and exhausted husband. So I guess I was kind of on the right track. It's about this woman who is very ambitious and she just pushes through people. She's overactive. She's one of those women you see at stores who, when she sees a sale or something she wants, a nice purse, a nice dress, she kind of pushes people aside before the other girls get to it. It's mine. She seems like she's like one of those girls on Black Friday, one of those women who like grabs things out of children's hands. It's mine. She's a girl with a taste for the world. The world is like a playing ground where she goes rushing. I mean, this woman knows what she wants. And what she wants, she will get. Now, I will say, I did like listening to the song for the first time, but I wasn't really crazy about it. And I don't want to say that, but I have to be honest. This isn't really a song I would really listen to again. Now, this was selected as the third single from the album, but I don't know, this doesn't really sound like a single. I did like the overall production of the track. I wasn't crazy about the story being told. I wasn't crazy about the lyrics. I don't know, it just didn't really resonate with me. Now, the song Head Over Heels was released when the group's popularity was starting to decline, and the song became Abba's worst-selling single since I Do 7 years earlier. Which I can see why that happened, because, at least for me anyway, this just isn't a very memorable single. Anyway, though, let's move on to track 3, When All Is Said and Done. That was track 3, When All Is Said and Done. And I will say, I am liking the overall production on this album. I feel like out of all the songs I've listened to so far on the album, the first 3 songs, I think this one probably sounds the most like a traditional sounding Abba song. Here's to us, one more toast, and then we'll pay the bill. Deep inside, both of us can feel the autumn chill, birds of passage. You and me, we fly instinctively when the summer's over and the dark clouds hide the sun. Neither you nor I'm to blame when all is said and done. In our lives, we have walked some strange and lonely treks, slightly worn but dignified and not too old for sex. We're still striving for the sky, got taste for humble pie. Thanks for all your generous love, and thanks for all the fun. Aw, this is sad. This album is essentially Abba's farewell. Neither you nor I'm to blame when all is said and done. I like this lyric in particular. Standing calmly at the crossroads, no desire to run. There is no hurry anymore when all is said and done. This is another song that I liked listening to for the first time, but just like track 2, Head Over Heels, I'm just not finding these last couple tracks to be particularly memorable. Now, When All Is Said and Done was selected as the second single from the album. The song was influenced by the split between the members of the group, their divorces. When All Is Said and Done detailed the divorce between Frida and Benny. The song saw Frida giving words and emotions detailing all of her sorrow and pain, not only for herself, but for all of those who had been through a separation. Frida later recalled, "All my sadness was captured in that song." And it is. It's a very sad song to hear, especially from Abba, knowing what they were going through at this time. "Thanks for all your generous love, and thanks for all the fun. Neither you nor I'm to blame when all is said and done." So I did like the story of the song. I like the lyrics of the track, and I like Frida's vocals. I like the emotion behind the song, but it's still not a song I would want to listen to again, really. But let's move on to track 4, Soldiers. That was track 4, Soldiers. And this is a song that, I mean, I didn't know what to make of it initially, but it's one of those songs that definitely grew on me the longer I listened to it. I do need to dive into the lyrics though, because I found them just very intriguing. And overall, I do think this probably is their most sophisticated work yet out of all their albums. Do I hear what I think I'm hearing? Do I see the signs I think I see? Or is this just a fantasy? Is it true that the beast is waking, stirring in his restless sleep tonight? In the pale moonlight, in the grip of this cold December, you and I have reason to remember. Soldiers write the songs that soldiers sing, the songs that you and I don't sing. They blow their horns and march along. They drum their drums and look so strong. You'd think that nothing in the world was wrong. Soldiers write the songs that soldiers sing. Now, Billboard magazine explained that the song emphasizes that although there seems to be so little one can do to prevent the machinations of soldiers and those who control them, we must not look the other way. The Telegraph described the premise of the song as how warmongers convince themselves they are noble men. I don't know what a warmonger is. It's a person who encourages or advocates aggression towards other countries or groups. Billboard magazine notes the song's simple yet ominous metaphors that envision impending nuclear holocaust. I wasn't really expecting the political undertones in some of these songs. I quite like the overall instrumental of this track, especially the guitar towards the end. But let's move on to track 5, I Let the Music Speak.
I am hearing images, I'm
That was track 5, I Let the Music Speak. This track was absolutely gorgeous. The overall instrumental, the overall production was divine, and also the vocals. I loved the singing on this track, it was so good. Frida's main vocals are assisted by Agnita's pouncing falsetto grabs prior to the chorus. And I'm coming to realize this isn't a very commercial sounding ABBA album, so when you go into an album like this, you kind of have to put that mindset away. You're not gonna get the commercial catchy bops on this album. It's more, I guess it's more of a art pop album. I'm hearing images, I'm seeing songs no poet has ever painted. Voices call out to me straight to my heart, so strange, yet we're so well acquainted. I let the music speak with no restraints. I let my feelings take over, carry my soul away into the world where beauty meets the darkness of the day. Wow. It's so fascinating to see how far Benny and Bjorn have come with their songwriting, from their very first album Ring Ring to now The Visitors, where I'm one with every grand illusion, no disturbance, no intrusion, where I let the wistful sounds seduce me, I let them use me. Let it be a joke, let it be a smile, let it be a farce, let it be a tear, let it be a sigh, coming from a heart, speaking to a heart, let it be a cry. I take it to me and let it flow through me. Yes, I let the music speak. I let the music speak. This track, I mean, everything about this track was absolutely divine. I personally think this song is an amazing achievement. Benny and Bjorn explained that I Let the Music Speak was an early example of their foray into musicals. Songs like Thank You for the Music or I Let the Music Speak had a theatrical quality. I really like this track. It is one of my favorites on the album, definitely. So let's move on to track 6, One of Us. That was track 6, One of Us, and this was another solid track on the album. I feel like this might be one of the more commercial sounding tracks on The Visitors. They passed me by, all of those great romances, you were, I felt, robbing me of my rightful chances, my picture clear, everything seemed so easy, and so I dealt you the blow, one of us had to go. Now it's different. I want you to know one of us is crying, one of us is lying in her lonely bed, staring at the ceiling, wishing she was somewhere else instead. This is another song on the album that is touching on darker themes, darker stories. The message of the song is about a woman trying to revive a relationship she had ended, despite misgivings on the part of manager Stig Anderson, and its somewhat depressing lyric. One of Us was released as the first single from the album. This isn't really one of my favorite ABBA singles of all time. I like the heartfelt lyrics, of course. I like the story and meaning behind what she is singing about. I just don't really see myself listening to this track as much as a lot of their other songs. I think one of the reasons being is, even though I do like the songwriting, they don't make you feel the happiest, I won't lie. There was an instrument being played on this track in particular that I quite liked. I think it was the mandolin. But let's move on to track 7, 2 for the Price of 1.
In his life, sometimes he wished he had a wife. He read the matrimonial advertising pages, but they had nothing to say, at least not until the day. This is what it said. If you cheat on the girl for you, for the price of one, hear the answer if you feel for the price of one. If you are dreaming of someone. That is luck, the purest streak of gold is struck. Why don't we meet for a chat, the three of us in my flat? This is what it says. Hear the answer if you feel and call us. Get to for the price of one. The price of one. He said, I'm sure we must be perfect for each other. When you meet my mother.
That was track 7, 2 for the Price of 1. Ooh. Very, very, very interesting, just like many of the other songs I already listened to. The overall instrumental was quite nice. I also like how it was sung by Bjorn. I always like it when the guys are given a track to sing on. This song took interesting twists and turns, for me anyway. There was, like a phone call halfway through. We heard some ringing. Ring, ring. And then the production took an interesting turn towards the end with the horns. He had what you might call a trivial occupation. He cleaned the platforms of the local railway station with no romance in his life. Sometimes he wished he had a wife. So he read some advertising pages in the newspaper, the cries for help from different people, different ages. This is what it said. If you dream of the girl for you, then call us and get 2 for the price of 1. To be honest, I really wasn't paying attention to the lyrics when I was listening to this track. We're the answer if you feel blue, if you have blue balls. So call us and get 2 for the price of 1. Well, some sort of, was this a whorehouse? Wow, what a deal. You know those signs in grocery stores or department stores? The BOGO sales, buy one, get one? Was it buy 2 for the price of 1? He said, I'm sure we must be perfect for each other, and if you doubt it, you'll be certain when you meet my mother. The song is about our pathetic, love-starved hero answering an ad for the girl of his dreams. The song's lyrics describe a male custodian answering a personal ad for 2 women seeking a threesome. Definitely the goofiest song on the album so far, I guess. Just in comparison to all the other songs I listened to, this one is the most lighthearted and fun, I guess. I mean, it put a smile on my face. I will say, though, there was something a bit melancholy about the way Bjorn sang this song, as though he put himself in the shoes of this custodian who wasn't having much luck in the realm of falling in love, I guess. So he had to resort to the personals in the newspaper. He had to resort to these girls who are just looking for a threesome. I don't know if they're necessarily looking for love. Probably not. They're just looking for sex. Anyway, though, let's move on to track 8, Slipping Through My Fingers.
Bag in hand, she leaves home in the early morning. I watch her go with a search of that well-known. The feeling that I'm losing her forever. Slipping through my fingers all the time. I try to catch her. Slipping through my fingers all the time. She keeps on going. Slipping through my fingers.
was track 8, Slipping Through My Fingers, and I thought this was another solid track on the album. I don't know if I'm the only one, but the vocals on this track were particularly interesting. At times, their singing sounded very childlike. School bag in hand, she leaves home in the early morning, waving goodbye with an absent-minded smile. I watch her go with a surge of that well-known sadness, and I have to sit down for a while. The feeling that I'm losing her forever, and without really entering her world, I'm glad whenever I can share her laughter. That funny little girl slipping through my fingers all the time. She keeps on growing. Sleep in our eyes, her and me at the breakfast table, barely awake. I let precious time go by. Then when she's gone, there's that odd melancholy feeling and a sense of guilt I can't deny. What happened to the wonderful adventures? So I wonder if this song is about a mother and a daughter, and the mother watching her daughter grow up year by year. And the mother almost wishes she could freeze the frame. School bag in hand, she leaves home in the early morning. So this girl is going off to school, waving goodbye. I watch her go with a surge of that well-known sadness. I guess it's that sense of adventure you experience with a child when they're very young. But then they start going off to school and they grow older and they just become interested in other things other than you. They don't play with you as often. They play with other kids and they have other things they want to do. So I don't know. I'm not a parent, so that's kind of my interpretation of the song. It's quite sad though. I don't know. I found it quite sad to hear. The song is about a mother's regret at how quickly her daughter is growing up and the lack of time they have spent together as the girl goes off to school. I wonder if my mom felt this way, or my dad. I mean, you are essentially handing over your kids to these teachers who your kids see every day for many hours. So in ways, these teachers become their second parent. I mean, I don't know what that's like to think about your kids in school for many hours and thinking, what are they learning? What are they being taught? How are they being influenced by the other kids? And as the years go by, they just don't want to hang out with you as much because it's just not cool. I remember not wanting to hang out with my parents when I was a kid. Because that's not cool. I'm not going to hang out with my parents. And it's sad. I've actually never thought of that before. So it really is true. You have to value every single minute of your child's life when they are this young, before entering kindergarten, elementary school, those very special years where they yell, "Mommy, Daddy, pick me up," and they run to you, you come home, and they run to the door, and they have a smile on their face, and you pick them up, and, I mean, that doesn't last forever. I'm getting emotional. I don't even have a kid. I thought this is a very special song, and I thought it was sad, but at the same time, it's a very beautiful track. Anyway, though, let's move on to track 9, Like an Angel Passing Through My Room.
In the twilight hour I am, in this peaceful solitude. Everything comes back to me again, like an angel passing through my
That was track 9, Like an Angel Passing Through My Room. Wow. This is a great continuation of the prior track, Slipping Through My Fingers. This track almost sounds like a lullaby. Long-awaited darkness falls, casting shadows on the walls. In the twilight hour, I am alone, sitting near the fireplace. Dying embers warm my face in this peaceful solitude. Half awake and half in dreams, seeing long-forgotten scenes. So the present runs into the past, now and then become entwined, playing games within my mind like the embers as they die. Love was one prolonged goodbye, and it all comes back to me tonight in this gloom like an angel passing through my room. Wow! Benny and Bjorn, you are tugging at my heartstrings. Initially, the track featured vocal parts from both Anita and Frida, but the final version of the song featured Frida as the only vocalist. The song is notable as being the only ABBA song to feature just one vocalist. Really? I mean, this song was devastating, it was beautiful, it was haunting, it was tragic, it was so delicate. And I mean, at times, this doesn't even sound like an ABBA album. There's also the sound of a ticking clock throughout the track. It's that feeling you get, that knot in your stomach of the passage of time. Things that happened before, things that are happening now, and everything has led to this moment. The loss of love and moving on and just aging and growing and just, The song is about love and loss through the prism of pop music. I like that. But let's move on to track 10, Should I Laugh or Cry, intro version. That was track 10, Should I Laugh or Cry, intro version. And I quite like the overall production on this track. He stands towering over me beside my bed, losing his head, tells me I must take him seriously, droning on the usual way. He's such a clever guy, and I wonder, should I laugh or cry? Carries on the way he does, and me, I get so tired, and I wonder, should I laugh or cry? High and mighty, his banner flies, a fool's pride in his eyes, standing there on his toes to grow in size. All I see is a big balloon halfway up to the moon. I really have no idea what this song is about. He's wrapped up in the warm and safe cocoon of eternal lie. So should I laugh or cry? Far away he rambles on, I feel my throat go dry, and I wonder, should I laugh or cry? I guess this song could be about their divorce. Should I Laugh or Cry is a rather bitter song about the end of a relationship. The narrator of the song is the emotionally afflicted party, both volatile and pitiless. in the verses, yet tender and forgiving in the choruses. There is a sense that this is the last time the narrator will put up with this situation. I like this track. I wasn't crazy about it, but I think it's still a solid track on the album. But let's move on to track 11, I Am the City. That was track 11, I Am the City. And I really don't know what to make of this track. It didn't really leave a lasting impression on me. I did like the production, and I don't know, I just didn't really find the song interesting. Coming through a cloud, you're looking at me from above, and I'm a revelation spreading out before your eyes, and you find me beautiful and irresistible, a giant creature that forever seems to grow in size, and you feel a strange attraction. The air is vibrant and electrified. Welcome to me, here I am, my arms are open wide. I'm the street you walk, the language you talk, I am the city, the skyline is me, and the energy, I am the city. The famous hotels and the cocktail bars and the funny smells, and the turmoil of the cars and the people. The air that you're breathing is me, yes, I am the city. So I actually do find the lyrics quite interesting, but I do think overall this song is a little strange, I guess. I don't know how I feel about it in the context of the album overall. It's definitely not really a song I would listen to again. So let's move on to track 12, You Owe Me One. That was track 12, You Owe Me One. Oh no, this is an earworm, I won't lie. I wasn't really feeling the song initially, the first minute or two, but then it kind of gets stuck in your head, that chorus, the repetition. I think it's one of the more happier songs on the album, I guess, and I didn't mind it. I actually enjoyed it. Look what you've done. Oh god. No. It's catchy, it really is. It's very catchy. Now there's a shadow falling over our faces, doubt forever in our hearts, and in a while we'll stop to pick up the traces. We won't find the missing parts. Buy me a ticket, I'll go to the Bahamas. I need a rest from our petty little dramas. Yes, I really do. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Look what you've done. You Owe Me One was excluded from the 2001 remaster due to the group's songwriter's critical attitude towards the track. For nearly 4 decades, You Owe Me One had stood as the last new song to be released by Abba as an active group until the 2021 release of I Still Have Faith in You. I thought this was a fun little catchy track, and I think I might have a sweet spot for it. Anyway, though, let's move on to track 13, Cassandra.
Down in the street, they're all singing and shouting while you are crying alone on your bed. We must suffer and sell our secrets, bargain our hearts. Sorry, Cassandra, I misunderstood. Nobody knew how to fight, and we were crying and sleep until the final hour. So in the morning, your ship will be sailing. You're breathing deeply, but still moving on. No one else sees it, but you know your fade away. Sorry, Cassandra, I misunderstood. Listen to words I wanted. Sorry, Cassandra, I didn't believe until the final hour. Sails almost slept in the cool morning rain. Just a tiny figure, rigid. Sorry, Cassandra, I misunderstood. Listen to words I wanted. Sorry, Cassandra, I didn't believe until the final hour.
That was track 13, Cassandra, and I prefer this track over the last couple songs I listened to. I quite liked it. Pity Cassandra that no one believed you, but then again, you were lost from the start. Now we must suffer and sell our secrets. Bargain, plain smart, aching in our hearts. Sorry, Cassandra, I misunderstood. Now the last day is dawning. Some of us wanted, but none of us would. Listen to words of warning, but on the darkest of nights, nobody knew how to fight. Now, it looks like Cassandra was the B-side of The Day Before You Came. I don't know where that song is. The Day Before You Came. Oh, it's track 15. Okay. Sorry, Cassandra. I didn't believe you really had the power. I only saw it as dreams you would weave until the final hour. I'm sorry, Cassandra. I really do like the lyrics of this track. I watched the ship leaving harbor at sunrise, sails almost slack in the cool morning rain. I think lyrically it's very beautiful. But let's move on to track 14, Under Attack.
Don't know how to take it, don't know where to go. And every day the hole is getting tighter. Nobody's fool, and yet it's clear to me. Under attack, I'm being attacked. I'm from the rest. Now, 'cause I'm falling apart. I'm chasing lovers, thinking I'm this guy. This is getting crazy, I should tell him so. It's a different approach. I'm kind of flattered, but I'm hardly dare to think of what will happen. Under attack, I'm being attacked. I'm under attack, I'm falling apart. Under attack. Under attack, I'm being attacked. I'm under attack, 'cause I'm falling apart. Under attack, my understanding's waving out. Should I run through the brush? Under attack, defense is breaking.
That was track 14, Under Attack. And and I liked the instrumental of this track, the overall production. Don't know how to take it, don't know where to go, my resistance running low, and every day the hold is getting tighter and it troubles me so. I don't have a strategy, it's just like taking candy from a baby. Under attack, I'm being taken, about to crack, defenses breaking, won't somebody see and save a heart? I did like hearing this track. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it in my opinion, but it just doesn't have a lot of replay value. It's not a song where I'm like, oh, I need to listen to Under Attack by Abba. But let's move on to track 15, The Day Before You Came.
Must have left my house at 8 because I always do. Must have read the morning paper going into town. I must have made my desk around a quarter after 9. And heaps of papers waiting to be signed. At 12:30 or so, the usual place, the usual bunch. The day before you came. At the time, I never even noticed I was blue. Without really knowing anything, I hid a part of me away. There's no exception to the rule. Undoubtedly, I must have read the evening paper then, the day before you came. Must have opened my front door at 8 o'clock or so. I'm sure I had my dinner watching something on TV. There's not, I think, a single episode of Dallas that I didn't see. I need a lot of sleep, and so I like to be in bed by then. It's funny, but I have no sense of living without aim. I must have yawned up for yet another night. The day before you came.
That was track 15, The Day Before You Came, and I really don't know what to make of this track. I mean, for me anyway, the highlight of this track was the story being told, the lyrics. I must have left my house at 8 because I always do. My train, I'm certain, left the station just when it was due. I must have gone to lunch at 12:30 or so, the usual place, the usual brunch, and still on top of this, I'm pretty sure it must have rained the day before you came. I must have lit my 7th cigarette at 2:30, and at the time, I never noticed I was blue. I must have kept on dragging through the business of the day. I feel like this track is about a woman just going through her everyday life, riding the train and going to work, and she's quite blue about perhaps this relationship, and everything is gloomy and mediocre. It's funny, but I had no sense of living without aim the day before you came. So maybe this woman was living a very humdrum life until this person came around. I must have opened my front door at 8 o'clock or so. Oh, so I think it's like a day in the life, the morning, afternoon, and now evening, and stopped along the way to buy some Chinese food to go. I'm sure I had my dinner watching something on TV. And then she goes to bed. I need a lot of sleep. I must have read a while. Okay, I get it now. The day before you came, and turning out the light, I must have yawned and cuddled up for yet another night. And rattling on the roof, I must have heard the sound of rain the day before you came. Oh, this is a very, very, very interesting song. I really like that song, Said Benny. It becomes extremely sad when you hear it like this. The recording is sad too, but the lyric itself is not sad, which is the genius of Bjorn. To me, when you read the lyric and take the music away, it's just someone saying what they did that day. I read a book, I watch TV, I took the tube, whatever. It doesn't say what it really is, but when you put that lyric onto that music, you realize something not good has happened. It's a very intelligent lyric. I mean, it really is. I find this song quite fascinating. I just found the overall story to be very engaging. Others have described it as the ordinary life of a woman the day before the arrival of her lover. The song conveys a sense that there is something wrong in that instead of being a happy song about complete solitude, the song is driven forward by an overwhelming sadness. It draws the conclusion that when she met the man of her life, she became even worse for unspecified reasons that might include fear, confinement, or beatings. I mean, there's like a full analysis of this song. I mean, I could sit here forever talking about it. I really could. It's one of those songs. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. I don't really have time, though, unfortunately, to really discuss and do a deep dive of this track. I mean, there could be a sense of impending doom of this person about to arrive in her life. The rattling on the roof, I must have heard the sound of rain the day before you came. And I associate rain with gloominess and sadness. So maybe this man who was to come into her life would end up being the wrong person or not good for her. So it's, I mean, oh my, I want to talk more about it. I can't though because, oh god, we still have, okay, I'm just all flustered right now. From a twinkling star to a passing angel, track 16.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, like a diamond glittering in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, my old friend, while you travel through the Milky Way. Twinkle, 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 little star.
Raindrops on a window pane. Silently the haze drifts through the tree. Yet another morning without you. Finally, when darkness falls, in the twilight hour I am alone. Everything comes back to me again, like an angel passing through my room.
That was track 16, From a Twinkling Star to a Passing Angel. And this was, it was like a mix of various renditions of the one song I listened to, track 9, Like an Angel Passing Through My Room. But also, the track opens with Bjorn singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. In 2012, a deluxe version of The Visitors was released. One of the bonus tracks was a demo medley of Like an Angel Passing Through My Room called From a Twinkling Star to a Passing Angel, put together by Benny, who feels that the song is one of the best that he and Bjorn wrote during the Abba years, but is uncertain whether the final version is the ultimate one. I liked it. I liked this medley. I liked the progression of it. I liked what they did with the different variations. So that was all 16 tracks of The Visitors by Abba, and wow. I'm a little speechless. I really didn't know what to expect really going into this album. I just knew that it would be their, I guess, darkest album. And it really is. It's so different from what they have done before. It's essentially art pop. It's not very commercial sounding. You won't get a lot of commercial sounding hits on this album. But it's not about that. It's the story they are telling. It's a very, very artistic album and even experimental. It's a very moody album. And the songwriting, I mean, one of their strongest, if not their strongest album. Lyrically, a good job, Bjorn and Benny. I mean, very thought-provoking lyrics, very complex and intricate, and at times I was scratching my head. What are they talking about? There are also political undertones, and of course they touch on the divorce is between the two couples of the group, and a lot of sadness and looking back and regret and the passing of time and childhood and just it's a little exhausting to listen to just because of the context of what they're singing about and the lyrics. So it's not an easy album to listen to. And of course, Frida and Agneta sang many of these songs beautifully and tragically and loving, and Bjorn even had a track to sing on, and the harmonies from the four members, just, it was a very intriguing and interesting experience hearing this album. There was a lot of use of the synthesizers to create that more moodier atmosphere, and other instruments. They use guitars and drums and horns and the piano. I mean, these aren't the happiest songs in the world. They make you quite sad and even depressed at times. A lot of beautiful compositions on this album, and it's quite melancholy a lot of the time. And I will be honest, there are many songs on here that I did like listening to for the first time, but I really wouldn't listen to them again. There aren't really a lot of memorable hooks on this album, catchy beats and melodies, but this album I don't think is about that. Like I said, this is art, it's art pop. It's about the story of what they're singing about. It's the emotion. It's not about creating a #1 hit single or a #1 hit album. And this was essentially the end of Abba, their last album, for 4 long decades. I am curious to know what longtime Abba fans thought of this album back in 1981. Were you confused? Maybe you hated it. Maybe you loved it. Maybe to this day you think it's one of their best, you love it, it's your favorite. Maybe you're indifferent, maybe you grew to like it, maybe you grew to not like it as much. What are your opinions and thoughts on this album? For me anyway, it's not one of my favorite Abba albums when it comes to, I mean, let's face it, like I said already, it's not the catchiest Abba album, let's be real, but it's not about that, like I said. I can still appreciate the artistry of what they did. If you're looking for deep, thought-provoking Abba, stripped of the glitzy production and the memorable beats and hooks of their past songs, this will be a great album for you to listen to. I mean, you can hear it. You can really hear it in the energy of this album. They're over it. They're done. I guess, like I said earlier in the video, they were sick of working with each other, and even looking at the album artwork and just their own personal situation of the divorces and moving on with their lives. It's sad. Goodbye, Abba, for 4 long decades. I did enjoy hearing this album for the first time. Very intriguing, very thought-provoking, not necessarily fun, but I still enjoyed myself nonetheless. But in my next Abba video, which I will be uploading tomorrow, we will check out Voyage from 2021. I am so excited. What are they gonna sound like? I mean, I can't even imagine going from 1981 to 2021. That's a huge jump. I also haven't heard any of the songs from Voyage. I've heard snippets here and there of a couple of the songs, but overall, I haven't heard like 99% of this album. So look out for that video tomorrow, and thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Instagram, you can message me, you can say, hey, how are you? And I will see you next time. Take care.